Hello and welcome everyone to today's webcast on Elevate and upgrading EL7 servers to EL8 for ISVs and DevOps. My name is Tara Van Cleve and I'm a marketing event manager for the developer initiative here at Oracle. We're excited to show you how to extend Elevate to include third-party repositories and handle complex upgrades. We'll be recording today's session and you'll receive an email after the webcast concludes to access it. If you have any questions during the webcast, please ask them in the Slack channel and we'll answer them live after the demo. The link to join is bit.ly/join-devrel-slack. Once you're in, you'll land in the general channel, and from there you can search for webinar Elevate 0804 to reach our dedicated space for Q&A today. Today's webcast will be presented by Andrew Lukoshko, AlmaLinux OS Architect. So without further ado, I will hand it over to Andrew.
So today we'll talk about what is Elevate, how migration process will look like, how we actually migrate base OS, how we migrate more complex OS configurations, what config files Elevate using, package evolution service. I will tell you a bit later what is it. How to actually extend Elevate, and some words about the future of the project. What is Elevate, by the way? So this is a tool we developed in the AlmaLinux OS Foundation that allows to do migrations between major version of EL operating systems. EL means Enterprise Linux for sure. So that's why we have a capital EL is in our project name. It's released last year, and at the moment it supports migration between CentOS or Oracle Linux 7 to CentOS, AlmaLinux, Rocky Linux, Oracle, or EuroLinux 8. And we expect support for 8 to 9 migrations very soon, probably this quarter. Because this is something we often asked for. Elevate is based on Red Hat lib framework. Basically, Red Hat has its own tool to do migrations between major version of Red Hat Enterprise Linux, but this framework doesn't allow to migrate anything except Red Hat. So that's why we take its source code and improve it a bit to allow migrations for other operating systems. This tool is developed in collaboration between AlmaLinux and Oracle Linux teams, which is quite cool. And later I will tell you what Oracle Linux team gave us here. Quick rundown, how it looks. So first you should backup or snapshot your system for sure, because it can be very unstable. We don't know your configuration and so on. So please do backup and snapshot. Install the latest updates and reboot. Then you should install Elevate release that will provide necessary repo files, and install lib data and some distro names that you want to migrate to. The next step is to run lib pre-upgrade action. It will allow you to check your system. Is it ready for migration? Or if it's not ready, it shows you what you should change in your system, or do some configuration probably. When you are ready and lib pre-upgrade says that you are fine, you can go to another step. The next step is lib upgrade. That is, it will actually create some image with the packages of your target operating system, and you will migrate into it during reboot. It's important to know that it's not a live migration, so you have downtime. When you migrate, then just check your operating system. Is it okay? Is it your operating system you wanted to migrate? And so on. Today, I wanted to start demo early because it will take time. So we will have a demo in parallel with slides. Today on demo, we will upgrade CentOS 7 to Oracle Linux 8. And while this upgrade will happen, we will also update some package from third-party vendor repository that wasn't allowed before today. Actually, we will add also Apple repository support, and we'll replace one Apple package with another, just to show you how complex examples work. So we have demo VM here. It's CentOS 7 is latest updates, and it has HTOP package installed from Apple that we will replace with nmon package during migration. And we also have kernel package. It will just update it to Oracle 2 versions that supports Oracle 8. So first step will be pre-upgrade. I'll run this with time to show you later how much time it will take. This lib pre-upgrade will fail. I will show you why. Let's back to slides and wait 3 or 4 minutes to task to end. So first, to allow migrations for not Red Hat operating system, the minimal set of patches we have to do to lib framework are adding CentOS 7 as a valid source OS for migration. We should also add CentOS 7 key RPM key fingerprint. It's hard-coded in lib framework, so we have to create a patch. And also we did several changes related to CentOS version detection, because CentOS doesn't have minor version, at least in etc. OS release file. So we have to detect it another way. It's important for lib framework. And also we don't migrate Red Hat Enterprise Linux, so we have disabled Red Hat subscription manager by default. It's very important to know that we don't want to maintain a fork of lib framework, so we try to make our patches public and then propose them as pull requests to lib team to include them, these patches for everyone. And in general, this project is for all the community, not just for AlmaLinux or Oracle or whatever. Let's check how it works. Okay, we have 2 minutes, and we failed our lib pre-upgrade task because it complains about SSH configuration. By default, it will always happen to your systems. It complains about kernel modules loaded because he checks if you have some kernel modules that will not be available on your target system, and he denies migration if it found some of these kernel modules. And also, it complains about some answer you have to give in your lib configuration. I actually have some hints here to deal with all these troubles. We also have it in our documentation and quick start guide. And we should try again. Okay, back to our slides. Migration, this core patches allows us to migrate a base OS. And by base OS, I mean just OS with no extra repositories added. So just CentOS repos without any Apple and so on. We have a video on YouTube. It's rather nice and a short video, about 4 minutes, as it shows all the process. So you can later observe it. But today we will have a more complex example. And we will have it because actually in the real world, no one uses base OS. You always have, most likely you will have Apple repo enabled, probably you have Nginx repo enabled, or some repos and so on. So the problem, it's a problem from a lib framework, and we added some abilities to work with additional configuration files and allows third-party vendors or just third-party repository maintainers to add their software repositories to elevate configuration and allow to migrate system with all these repos enabled to the next version, and the packages from these repos will be also automatically updated for a new version. And all this is public. We're doing this in GitHub, so everyone can join our project, our efforts. So I think all community will be happy about it. Still some process going on. Let's go on. So there are some basic configuration files that lib uses. So the first file is actually lib-upgrade repositories repo. It's files that contain all the repos. It's a usual repo file, and it contains repositories for target OS that you want to use to update your system. Also, we have PS events files. The next slide will explain what is it. Also, we have repo map file. It shows you what actually mapping between old repo name in your source operating system with new repo name in your target operating system. And also we have 2 files for unsupported model names and unsupported PCI IDs in your target system that also will not allow you to migrate if it finds that you use some hardware that is not supported anymore. Still working. Okay. So what is a PS event configuration file? It's the most complex, I think, configuration files for lib. It contains information that allows to migrate your system just more smarter ways than usual DNF upgrade. Because while in new system, some packages can be absent or they can be renamed and so on. So we have several states that the package can have in your target system. So package can still present. It's okay, nice to know, and we actually do nothing about it. It can be removed. So if some package installed in your system and marked as removed in the target system, that it will be removed. Package can be deprecated. It actually is still present, but it will be removed in some future. Also can be replaced with another package. For example, Shotwell is not available in Rel 8 anymore, so it was replaced with GNOME Photos. So you will have GNOME Photos in your target system after migration. Package can be split, for example, for Python packages, because Rel 7 only had Python 2 package in its repos, and when we are migrating to 8 version, then we will have 2 packages. You have Python 2 package and Python 3 package. Packages can be merged, 2 packages into 1. It can be also possible. Just moved to another repo without any changes, and renamed with another name. Again, Python example, but if you don't have a Python 3 package, then it will be renamed. Okay, we have lib upgrade successful. So let's move to next step, lib upgrade. This step will create some initram.ms image with all the necessary tools, patches, configurations, scripts, and so on. And also we create offline repo that will allow you to migrate to the next system. This actually step will take about 10 minutes. So let's continue. This is a very complex file, and actually I forgot to mention that Red Hat actually uses this file, and it has this file, but we can't download or modify it because it has some restricted license. So yes, you can download it if you have Red Hat subscription, but for us as a project, we can't use it for our needs. So we will have to create another file that will contain the same, not the same actually, but close. That should be close to Red Hat, but was created by us and created by with more permissive license. So we created package evaluation service for it. It's a website that allows you to add, edit, upload, delete, and so on actions. And by action, I mean some package action, for example, renaming or moving and so on. We allowed this data to created in graphical UI on the website, and then you will be able to dump all your data you created as PS events JSON file that is compatible with lib. And Oracle part of this was actually that Oracle provided the data they created for migrations between Oracle 7 to Oracle 8. We have to a bit modify this data to allow our other operating systems to migrate, but this was huge contribution to this project, and I don't think this project was possible without this contribution. So many thanks for Oracle for it. Here how it looks, and during demo I will show you later how it looks and show you some actions here. And the next topic is how to extend EL8, something new that we've added recently. So we created a folder called vendors.d, and it allows you to add your configuration files that will be used during migration. As a vendor, you can add your repo file. It's the same actually as core repo file for lib with the same content, but for your repositories. You can also add vendor JSON files that will contain package evaluation data for your repositories. Also, you can provide vendor CSV file that will show how repos are renamed during migration between source and target OS. And you can provide a file vendor.sigs with your RPM keys fingerprints to make this your installed files, installed packages allowed to migrate. Because if lib doesn't know about your packages and your fingerprint, it will do nothing with your with your packages, and they will stay the same as from 7 version. Let's move to our demo. At the moment, we're creating offline repository. So I can show you actually what we had before. Here is your update plan. So we will install new kernel, for example. It's important to know that we will install N1 from Apple. As I said to you before, we will replace htop with N1. So here it is. Some Oracle specific file, for example. Also, we'll have, let me show you. We will remove htop because we're replacing it with another package. And let me find kernel care package. Yes, it will be updated for EL8 version. So so far, migration looks fine. Right now, we downloaded all the packages. I'm just waiting for init created with all the stuff. So at the moment, I will show you how configuration files looks like. We have another terminal window here. So we have two vendors in this demo. So we have Apple version vendor and kernel care vendor. Let's start from kernel care because it's more easy to show because it doesn't have any PS data included. So because we have kernel care name in CentOS 7 and it remains the same, so nothing happened with package names. We also have kernel care repo file, just repository files that allow show you where to get packages. Signature, fingerprint for RPM sign key, and repo mapping. So in the system you have kernel care repo, and this repo have name kernel care 8 in this repo file. Apple actually quite the same example. We have Apple, and this name will remain the same in the target system. We have, as a more complex example, we have some package evolution data. So you can see this we have action 3, it's replace. We have package htop. We don't have model stream for it because it's not modular package. And it comes from repository Apple, and we will replace it with nmon, also without any model stream, and from Apple repository. That's it for vendors files, and also I can show you, while we're waiting, some of our GitHub pages that contain all the stuff that will help you to create vendor files for your repositories. So let me show you. I think the most interesting here is lib data. This repository contain this lib configuration files for operating systems you are able to migrate to let me show you Oracle Linux, because we're on Oracle webinar after all. So at the moment, we don't provide any device driver duplication data. It's contain some of this data. This data is contains in hard code, in lib code, hard coded. So we don't provide any configuration here. Just repo file with Oracle repositories, including unbreakable enterprise kernel. So when you migrate to Oracle, it will be also installed. A really huge package, I think, really huge file. I mean, I think several thousand of actions. So almost for every package that changed, we should provide this data. For example, we don't have NTP, as far as I know, in CentOS 8 or Oracle 8. And repo map for Oracle. So in CentOS 7, you basically have only 3 repos. It's base repo, it's updates repo, and extras repo. And we should map all these repos to some new repo from Oracle Linux for both supported architectures. So it looks this way. And we don't provide any driver names unsupported, because they are already included in lib source code, and we don't have to add something here. And the same for PCIDs. So this is files for operating system support. Okay, here we have our lib repository repo with all the changes that we made to original lib sources. And here you can see very nice README file that explains how to create your configuration files for your repositories. So all the necessary information is here. Also shows you what actions again you have, and the numbers for them in PS event configuration file. And yeah, it's not easy to create such files by hand, so I'll show you how package evaluation service looks like. So here we have all the actions for every operating system. This is our latest example that I'm showing you today, with replacing htop with nmon. But this action is actually I will delete it soon, because htop is actually available in Apple for Enterprise Linux 8, so no need to replace it. How it looks: action, source operating system. Generic means that for every operating system it will be the same, but we can also specify some operating system here, like CentOS or Oracle Linux or AlmaLinux, what you want. Target release, it's minimal version that will for this is minimal version for target OS for this section to work. Architectures here, GitHub organization that include this action. You can use, you can contribute to our organization like AlmaLinux, so you can create some actions for your just for your organization, just for your repo. And here is action. Actually, we have htop replaced with nmon. Also, I can log in here with my GitHub account, and this also allows me to edit this information. So I can have add description, change version, architectures, in package set, out package set. Let's check what we have here. Oh, cool. We have upgrade state step finished without any issues. So we have just to reboot now. As you can see, a new grep entry available, and this will be boot by default. This is booting actually to this intram.fs image that will create all the migration stuff for you. And at the moment, we have to just wait probably another 10 minutes to all the steps. It's just some configuration changes. It will be package installation and so on. After that, system will be rebooted once again to relabel all the SE-Linux related stuff. So to migrate, you have at least 2 reboots. So expect some downtime here. So regarding our action, just how to dump it, we can dump all the necessary action to do migration between CentOS, for example, or to AlmaLinux or Rocky or Oracle Linux as you want. So let's try. It will take some time. Here it is. This is our file. So if you want to make some changes here, so just change it and dump your changed file. We provide our official EL8 files, configuration files for several operating system. So you don't need actually to do this if you want just to update basic system, but if you have created some changes, then you have to update configuration file. And also, okay, this will dump again. I just want to have my Apple actions. Yes, it's just Apple action that I mentioned before, htop, replace it with nmon. So yes, I think it's quite a useful tool for you to understand. You can just read this data. You don't have to contribute anything, but you can understand what happens between 7 and 8 operating system while it migrates. So that's probably it with theory. So let's back to our slides. As you can see, migration process is in the progress. So right now we are installed on operating packages. It will take time. So back to slides. Let's talk about current problems and future of the project. Current problems, the most annoying, I think, for us problem is that lib doesn't support CentOS natively. So lib only support Red Hat, so we have to maintain some patches. So I think it's possible to add this support upstream, and we tried to do this. We already created some pull requests to lib developers, and they decided to do it more generic way, so they created another draft to do this, and we're discussing with them this draft. You can join the discussion if you want, and probably to enable some other operating system support here. Basically, it's only on Red Hat side to decide if to enable this support in their software. But until this, we have to maintain this support ourselves. We have some plans for future. Actually, first of all, we have to rebase lib and lib repository to the latest versions, because recently they are released to support new operating systems like RHEL 9, so we have to update. Add additional supported OS versions. Again, we at the moment we only support 7 to 8 migrations, and to support 8 to 9 migrations, we don't just need to update lib and lib repository, but also provide package evolution data for this migration. Again, I think it's possible to use Oracle provided PS data for this, but should be modified a bit. And this is our plan for this quarter, to provide such support. We need more data. So yes, we have data from Oracle and some added actions, but it's still not as complete as Red Hat data. So if you know that some package replaced or renamed or something else, just contribute to us, and we will improve our PS metadata. The most requested feature, I think, it's Apple support, because almost every system have it enabled. It also requires from us not just to enable repo, as I showed to you today, but also to provide a lot of PS metadata because there's a lot of packages in Apple repository, and for example, Apple repository contains some models for Python 3.6, named Python 3.6 something, and we have to replace them by some of the packages are included in CentOS 8, for example, some of them not, and still in Apple. So we have to create some actions to not just renaming packages, but also specifying where this package lives now, if it's still in Apple repository or it moved to core operating system repository. And the last, I think, plan for us at the nearest future is to automatically detect what repos we have in the system, just like Apple again, or something like else, and just enable this support automatically. So you don't even have to create some configuration files or install some packages with lib support. Just run lib on your system and it will be migrated. So let us check. Almost done. Okay, timing. So by default, the both kernel packages from Oracle installed, usual kernel package and unbreakable kernel package. By default, usual kernel package will be run, but later you can change it if you want to use unbreakable. There's complex example for Oracle to have two kernels, because if you migrate to some other operating system, you don't have such issue, because it only provides one kernel version. Yeah, at the moment we do SE-Linux rewebbing link. It will take probably 1 minute. So we're very close to the final. Okay, I hope have Oracle Linux now. This VM shows lib shows several messages here. We can log in and check that we are actually on Oracle Linux now, on proper kernel version. I can also show you that we don't have HTOP anymore, but we have nmon instead, and we have latest kernel K version installed. So migration was successful. I can also show you that several packages left from previous installation. First of all, it's lib packages itself, two kernel versions, two kernel packages from CentOS 7, and new plugin fastest mirror. All these packages can be safely deleted. We don't do this automatically, and lib doesn't do this automatically because probably to allow you to do this, maybe can you still need some of these packages. So this task is on your side. It's not doing automatically by lib. So I think we have a successful migration today, and several resources you might be interested in is EL8 itself site. It's wiki AlmaLinux org with some EL8 information. Let me show you also that we have on wiki special quick start guide for EL8 that actually provide you all this information that you need to do immigration. A link to YouTube video, contribution guide, how to contribute your actions to package evolution service, and some frequent issues that can happen and how to deal with them during migration. And again, you are invited to extend this with your contributions if you want so, and join our chat channel for migration, where we're discussing this and help other people to migrate their system. We have a lot of successful migrations at the moment, and I expect more. So I think I'm ready for your questions.
In the meantime, we do have some upcoming events and a quick little survey to see how we did and to receive any feedback on what you'd like to see going forward. So I'll drop those in the chat as well now. Thank you again, Andrew, for this wonderful presentation, and thank you all for joining us here today. We hope you have a great rest of your day and to see you again next time.